Soy según soy nacido en California. Ay, ay.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Esponda. I am the Managing Director of Los Cabos Tourism Board, and we are truly pleased to have starting this specific webinar that has a very important pieces of information that who doesn't like to look for sharks in your life, but we're gonna look for them in Los Cabos. So before starting, I will take this opportunity to give you a little bit of the updates of the destination. As probably all of you know, the destination is open since June 15. Of course, we have a carrying capacity control of 30% in every tourism services, and every business that has been opening would have to be going through a certification process, that is the verification, and with one of the most strict protocols that we're doing. As you know, Los Cabos has always excelled because of the high quality service that we provide and the amazing experiences. We've been working to reestablish the connectivity from the United States and from different parts around the world. We have very good news in that regard. We have been talking to the airlines, and we expect that by the end of the year, a few of them would have recovered the same number of seats that we had at the end of 2019. That's one of the most important things that we're working. We are also working to offer a flexible cancellation or booking that you can change once you have your reservation. And of course, as I was mentioning in the protocols, we are working on different ends, not just the protocol, but we're working to have the highest level of quality in the protocols to provide certainty to all our visitors. We are also working in different certifications. One, the local one that I already explained. Then we're working one at the national level that is called Punto Limpio. And also we have the international standard safe travel that the WTTC is working. And we're checking on how we can really provide with different things such as massive testing, that we're working in a model that we would be doing testing and the proper contact tracing in the destination in order to offer the highest quality service. If we have all this information in our website, that is visit loscabos.travel. There we have an industry section just for travel advisors or travel agents and wholesalers and tour operators. And also we have there a specific section on the protocols and on all the updates regarding the COVID-19, including the updates in terms of the hotels that are currently open, that currently in July, there are 70 hotels open in the destination out of the 85. The next one, please. This is the strategic phases that we're gonna be following to open the destination. Of course, we are following the mandate that the health authorities are dictating. And since June 15, as we open with 30% capacity, and we have a specific area of how the services can be provided. July, we expect to be moving forward with the phase 2 at some point. As you can see, if you check our website, the number of cases in the destination of COVID-19 have been very properly handled. And in regards to what is happening in Mexico, of course, we are much lower at a national level at what is happening in other places inside Mexico and in other tourism destinations, what is happening in the state of Baja California Sur and Los Cabos. So we are very, very, very low in the number of cases that are happening, and also the mortality rate, in particular in Baja California Sur, now is the lowest at the national level, and in Los Cabos is even lower than that because of the health medical capacity that we have. So we are expecting to be following this strategic reopening of the phases, July, August, and September moving forward. The next one, please. Just a few facts of what Los Cabos has. You know, always we provided a very, very open sense of space. On average, the hotels have 220 rooms, so they are medium or small sizes, and we believe that that's going to be a new trend moving forward. We have a lot of activities in the outdoors with combining the ocean, the mountain, and the desert. The Sea of Cortez itself is an aquarium of the world. We have a unique wellness product in contact with the nature, and 22 blue flag certified beaches. Just to put it in context, Mexico has 56 blue flag certified beaches. Out of them, Los Cabos has 1/3 of those. To be a certified beach, it has to be environmentally properly handled, swimmable, with changers, parking, and all the convenience that it has to be, and also an involvement of the community, because the community is the one that handles the certification of the blue flag beaches. The next one. The area itself, as I was mentioning, we're in the tip south of the Baja California Peninsula area. On the one side, we have the Pacific Ocean, and on the other side, the Sea of Cortez. It used to be that Los Cabos means the capes, and of course, the most famous cape is the Point P, that is the Arch of Cabo San Lucas. And then the Point D is the traditional Mexican town of San Jose del Cabo that was founded in 1723 by the Spanish missionaries who established in the San Jose area a mission after establishing in Santiago and in other parts around the peninsula. Point C is in between the tourism corridor, and now it's been extending the development of the destination towards the E, that is the East Cape, passing one of the most amazing places, that is Cabo Pulmo, that is a natural reserve area, and one of the most interesting examples of how the community has been involved in conservation and preservation in tourism, ecotourism activities. And then finally, the Point A, that is on the Pacific side, that also is offering amazing experiences. The next one. And of course, now we're getting to the important and interesting part of this presentation. We are very, very fortunate to have two truly experts that are going to be conducting and going forward with the presentation. I'll read and briefly mention about Jacobo and Clara, that we are definitely very fortunate. Jacobo is a founder and owner of Mako Shark Dive. Originally, as you would see, from Italy. He's a marine biologist with a master's degree and many studies, and he's definitely a shark aficionado and a passionate, and he's known around the world because of the photographs and the TV programs that he appears. Clara is also a marine biologist. He's original from Barcelona, both beautiful countries, Spain and Italy. And she's also a professional scuba diver and an amateur free diver. That it's one of the most interesting things that you can practice. He also has been doing sharks, and he founded the Mexico Azul Foundation, and he's an expert in marine conservation. So without further ado, I would really thank both of them for participating, and of course, all of you for being part of another webinar series of Los Cabos. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. I'm going to share my screen. Jacob, if you want to go ahead.
Yeah. So we can start with the video.
Just let me go. Okay, so looking for sharks, and here we go.
Okay. So it is one of our video is a mix of our images. You can see like all the species of sharks and other amazing marine animals that we have in Cabo San Lucas. So I want to talk a little bit about the Cabo Shark Dive. Cabo Shark Dive is the first professional and certified shark diving company here in Cabo San Lucas, and is the first in all Baja California Sur. We open up the shark diving operation in Cabo because before us there was nobody that was shark diving basically here, and we discovered like Cabo as one of the best places in the world to swim with sharks. At the moment, Cabo San Lucas is one of the top, at least one of the top 5 shark diving destinations in the world. That means that it's the best place to swim with sharks, to snorkel with sharks, to dive with sharks, okay? Cabo Shark Dive is a 5-star shark diving company, as I said, and we have all the license and authorization permit of the port captains and port authorities to operate with sharks in the wild, safely, of course. Well, I'm a marine biologist, as Clara, of course. Cabo Shark Dive and Mexico Azul work together since 5 years already.
Yeah.
So we are doing this great project of shark conservation, citizen science, so that people can go shark diving, have a really, really great time in the water, and at the same time they can learn about shark biology, and they can learn how to protect this amazing animal, so important for the ocean conservations. The staff, all the crew of Cabo Shark Dive have a lot of experience working with sharks. We have basically over 16 years of experience. Personally, I worked in most important shark diving operations worldwide, at least in 7 different countries. And we are operating Cabos, as I said, since 2015, pretty successfully, safely, absolutely safely. We never had any accident or any dangerous situation so far. Because as I said, the safety, when you work with the wild animals, especially sharks, safety is our main concern. So
okay,
people have to plan and has to be safe all the time. So
thank you, Jacob. I'm going to go ahead with a little video now of Mexico Azul. Okay, Jacob, so we have a little bit of what are we doing, both companies together. I'm Clara Calatayud, marine biologist and the director of Mexico Azul, and we work with Cabo Shark Dive for 5 years approximately, and we are the scientific side of Cabo Shark Dive, and our main mission is going to be summed up in this little video. What we want to do is to become the gap in between tourism and science. So Mexico Azul, we noticed that there was a big information with the tourism platform working at sea every day. And with a personal project in 2015, I was lucky enough to meet Jacob and their crew. And since then, we have been working together. We are doing this citizen science participation of diverse tourism participants who can take part in the conservation of sharks while doing the tour with Cabo Shark Dive. So we try to be on the boat, to take data, to tell people about the sharks, how to identify them. And this is our main mission of Mexico Azul, together with Cabo Shark Dive, for the last 5 years. And now, Jacob, maybe you could tell us a little bit about how everything started. And I'm gonna play the next video for you, Jacob.
Yeah, that's pretty funny things, you know, because I went to Cabo, arrived in Cabo on 2011, and everything started in 2015, and it started like as a game almost. So this video, I think, is one of the best dive ever, one of the best dive in my life. And yes. I had maybe more than 10,000 dives in my life. So this is one of the best, and this was here in 2015 in Cabo. And these images is pretty unique images, because you can see the school of jacks that is like male and female. So it's a pretty rare encounter. You can see the male that is a striped one, and the female that is the silver one. You will never see something like that, because it's super, super rare. Not even National Geographic. So this video is something unique. I will never forget this dive. It's one of the first experience with
together.
Dive in Mexico Azul. We found this spot. This is a mating spot for the Silky Sharks, and we were lucky this day. We found this amazing school of jackfish. This is just an example of the wonder of the natural wonder of the ocean here in Cabo San Lucas and in Los Cabos in general, that we have a unique biodiversity, unique marine life. And I will explain later all the shark species in details, and why Cabo San Lucas and Cabo Shark Dive are the top shark diving destination worldwide now. So everything started, as I said, 2015. I saw hammerheads when I was in the boat. It came very close to our boat. We were not looking for shark that day. And after I saw these hammerheads, the next day, I bring some fish to put in the water and see what's going on. In 20 minutes, I saw 4 hammerheads close to the boat. That's something like, as I said, I work in South Africa, I work in Hawaii, I work in Azores, in Egypt, I work in Philippines, everywhere, and I never see something like that. So this was the trigger for us to start a shark diving company that at this point, Cabo Shark Dive is well known all around the world for shark diving operation in general. And talking about the shark species that we have in Cabo, we have basically 4 main shark species here in Cabo. We have the Silky Sharks, that is our most common shark species, typical in summertime. And is the Pelagic Sharks. That means they live in the open ocean. They don't live close to the shore. They can live in a big school, especially during the mating season, that is June, July. So they like warm water. You can see them in large number in between May and October, November, until December. So they follow the warm water, okay? And it's a very nice shark to see. It's very mellow, sometimes very curious. They come close to the people. The people love it because they come close. Like, you know, people like to see them close because they're very, very beautiful animals. Then we have one of the highlights of Cabo, the smooth hammerhead sharks. In general, the hammerhead sharks, we have 3 species of hammerheads. A little bit more, but the main species that everybody knows is 3: scallop, great hammerheads, smooth hammerheads, okay? The smooth hammerheads is pretty rare shark species to see. I mean, actually to see in the water, to interact with in the water. And there's another pelagic shark species of hammerheads. So they live in the open ocean, they live close to the surface. And Cabo San Lucas I think is the only place in the world where you can see, as you can see in the picture, you can swim, you can see them close in the water, and it's one of the best shark interaction you can have. So if you want to see smooth hammerheads, that the scientific name is Fierna zigaena. Cabo San Lucas is the only place, and we work with this shark species pretty much every day in season. The season of the smooth hammerheads starts in February and in July, August. Okay, every shark species here in Cabo has season. Okay, we have shark all year round. You can see shark every day, almost every day, depending on the ocean, of course, but all year round. Okay, but every species has different time. This is our favorite sharks. Is the Mako Sharks, the fastest sharks in the world. Is another shark that every professional underwater photographer wanna photograph, but the problem is very rare also, and there is very few places in the world that you can see them. Cabo is the #1 place in the world to see Mako sharks, thanks to the ocean, thanks to Cabo Shark Dive also, because we, as I said, we open up all the shark diving operation, and we discovered that Cabo has one of the biggest population of Mako sharks in the world. So Cabo is at the level of the big guys like South Africa, New Zealand, Azores. I mean, we have clients from all over the world, from all the 5 continents that come with us just to see these sharks. Because it's like, as I said, it's pretty rare to see. Is a parent, is like a little brother of the great white, just small, but it's like the same families. And is our favorite shark. For me, it's the best shark to interact with. It's extremely beautiful. If you can go a little bit back in this picture with the fish in the mouth, there's a pretty rare photos that I took like 2 years ago, where you can see a juvenile Mako shark hunting a live bait. This is a live fish that was hunted by Mako shark, and these very, very rare pictures to see Mako hunting, because they're extremely fast predators, so it's very difficult to see them hunt, but we are.
And let me interrupt you, Jacob. I think it's very important that all of these pictures are from the whole years that Jacob and the crew and Miguel have been. Every tour there is a picture of the animals. And this is going to be very important for our scientific information that I will explain just in a few minutes. But I wanted to tell you, these pictures are the base of a project for conservation, right, Jacob?
We took all the pictures you see. We took the picture in the website. Me, Miguel, Dave. We are a team of marine biologists and professional underwater photographers. So I'm the head photographer, the head biologist, the head guide, but all the other staff members are also marine biologists and professional underwater photographers. So all the images have copyright of Cabo Shark Dive. We made it and we are showing it to you right now. This is another amazing picture I took of Mako sharks. Can be a little bit intimidating, the Mako shark, but is absolutely not dangerous at all. So what you can heard about Mako shark on the media, on the television, is not true at all. It's not dangerous at all. We never had any problem with any sharks. That's the blue shark. Blue shark is another pelagic shark, pretty common in Cabo. I think it's one of the slowest sharks to dive with. It's very slow, it's extremely mellow and gentle in the water, and it's a really cute face. That's why the people, especially the one that they have not big experience with sharks, they love it because they have a really cute face. Also, they like to come very close. They're pretty curious, absolutely not dangerous like any other shark species we have here in Cabo, and in general, any other shark species. I will tell you why later. So this is a couple of blue sharks. We have blue sharks. Blue shark and Mako used to come together because they like cold water. So I'm talking about January until July. Last year we had Makos until August. So I think it's the longest season ever for Mako shark. There's no place in the world that has this long season for Mako. Blue shark, they arrive in January, they leave around May when the water starts to warm up. And we proudly offer the best, the world best, no doubt, of shark diving with the blue shark, Mako, and hammerhead. This is absolutely the best. We have other sharks. They are not pelagic sharks, but they are other migratory shark species like the whale shark. Of course, everybody knows that we have an amazing big population of whale shark here in La Paz. Whale shark is the biggest sharks in the world, and we, of course, since it's a shark, we bring people to see whale shark also in La Paz. Then another things that make Cabo one of the best places in the world for diving and marine wildlife is the Mobulus ray. Is a species of Mobulus, a species of like a small mantas. Is like they live in a big aggregation, in big school, and they arrive in Cabo around May and they leave around October, November. There is National Geographic crew, Discovery Channel crews that come here and just to take videos and photos of these Mobulus. The Mobulus migration is a natural event unique in the world, and also Cabo San Lucas has it. Cabo San Lucas has everything. So we are pretty lucky to work in a place like that. Amazing for wildlife. And the marlin, Baja California in general, and there is a particular place in Baja California that is Puerto San Carlos, is the theater. This is the scenario of the world's biggest tribe marlin migration. So really, Baja California has everything. Is a small sardine run. This is the second biggest small sardine run after the main sardine run that is in South Africa. Gray whales, again, Baja California is one of the best places in the world. Maybe it's the best place in the world to see gray whales. Super close to the boat in Magdalena Bay, in Puerto San Carlos as well for the marlin. The marlin season is September, October, November, December is the migration of the marlin that come to Puerto San Carlos to eat sardines and mackerel. They hunt in these huge bait balls. It's amazing to see. You can snorkel and swim with them. It's incredible experience, amazing experience. Gray whales arrived January until March.
Thank you, Jacob. Now, okay, we have seen all the animals that we can see in Baja Sur. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about the operation, but let me play the video of one of our maybe most funny guests, Danny Washington.
This is Danny Washington.
Sorry, let me stop it again. There you go. Yes, Jake.
Okay, so our tours are open to everyone. You don't need we don't require any certification. We don't require any experience. So really, it's open. It's suitable for like hardcore freedivers, professional photographer, videographer, film crews, to casual people, like regular people that never died before with sharks, kids, families, major people. We had clients from 12 years old to 80 years old. So it's really open to everyone. So everybody is welcome. Everybody can do the experience. We just require, you know, a basic, like basically how to swim, how to float. We have life jackets. All the stuff, you know, is helpful since from the beginning of the tour to the end. So even if the people that are less experienced, they feel super comfortable in the water. As I say, safety is the first thing to us. So we want to keep everybody safe all the time, and we want that people have the experience of their lifetime. So regarding the safety, we are all certified as EFR. EFR, I'm an EFR instructor, but we are all certified. All the staff of Cabo Shark has been certified by the medical service of Cabo San Lucas as a medical first responder. So, as I said, safety is our main concern. This is the example why we take care of, we care really of safety. We bring a huge amount, well, a huge amount, it's a very good amount of customer per year, because the shark diving in general as activity is becoming more and more popular every year worldwide. And Cabo, many people are looking to Cabo as a shark diving destination. So we had clients, we have guests that specifically come to us, come to Cabo Shark Dive and Cabo San Lucas to just for sharks. So that's something that before didn't happen. People come to Cabo for the ocean, for fishing, for whales, for parties, for whatever. But now we have a big piece of the people that come to Cabo, they come only and specifically to swim with sharks. So as I said, we have been featured in Discovery Channel Shark Week last year. We have been featured in National Geographic, in the major diving magazine in Europe, in America, in Canada, in China, in Japan, Australia, South Africa. And we have people from all the 5 continents that come to Cabo now, since we open, only to dive with sharks. So that is a pretty important, it's pretty big things, you know.
Totally, Jacob, and thank you for the introduction. I think if you have no more comments, maybe I just can go very quick to the scientific part. Maybe it's the most
very important part, actually.
Maybe it's boring, but I'm gonna be very quick so I can explain all our work together, Jacob, for 5 years. Well, one more time, I'm Clara, and I'm gonna just tell you a little bit how shark tourism can be a tool for conservation. First of all, it's a very important and a very useful outreach channel. It means that many times we have people who are coming on the tour and they are coming with someone else and they don't wanna be jumping in the water with the animals. After half an hour seeing the rest of the participants in the water interacting with the sharks, this person will be able to rethink about the option of jumping in the water with the shark. That once happened, the person will completely change the perspective they have about sharks after having the experience with an interaction with a real shark in the water. As I said before as well, with Jacob, we have been working together for 5 years. And during this time, we have done several things. One of the most important things is that we have been collecting all the information of every shark sighting. So every time we go on a tour and we interact with sharks, we have a data sheet, we collect information, and also Jacob and the rest of the crew are taking pictures. So this is gonna be the base for a very interesting long-term scientific study of the area. As well, one of the most important things that shark tourism is helping is about the economic revenue. A lot of people are kind of getting indirect revenue economic from the activity that shark diving is growing every day more and more in Baja. And of course, at the end of the day, what we want to do with shark tourism is increase the value of alive sharks. Mexico is very well known to be a very interesting place for diving with sharks, and there are many, many different options. But we have to say that we are lucky enough to be at the tip of Baja California, in Cabo San Lucas, which there are many different specific conditions that make this point a very spectacular point for marine biodiversity. So one of the most important things to make Cabo San Lucas such an important point for marine biodiversity is the influence of 2 important marine currents, the California current and the North Equatorial current. Together with this, we have a very steep and sharp bathymetry, like the bottom of the ocean is volcanic. That creates a lot of habitats. And together with the currents, there is a huge productivity in the area. And that's the reason why we have more than 40 shark species in the Sea of Cortez, and more than 30% of the whole marine mammals of the world only in the Sea of Cortez. So we are in between a Pacific Ocean and the Sea of Cortez, the perfect place to study pelagic sharks. And that's what we started 5 years ago. We noticed that Jacob, with their operation, with the team, they were finding a lot of sharks in the area, and no one really expected that. Actually, there is no information, no scientific registers of the sharks population of the area. And that's why we discovered that that could be the perfect combination, tourism and science, to study the abundance and the species of shark in that area that was still unknown. And for doing so, we work with a methodology that is called citizen science. What is citizen science? It is when people who are interested in participating on our shark tours, they can be part of our conservation studies by supporting us by 2 ways. Or they can help us collecting data, or they can just help us by being part of the tour, paying for the logistics that the biologists would not be able to afford if there was not a tourism platform helping us for the data collection. So our two goals, main term for this project, is to have a pelagic shark monitoring. We started in 2015. We have already 5 years of data. And also we want to know how much money this operation means for the local community in Baja California. So as Jacob said, we're working with 4 main species, and I don't want to repeat too much about it, but just for you to have an example, this is a little bit. So we want people to understand more about the sharks, to understand how to identify them. When they get into water with them, they can tell us, yeah, it's a Mako shark because I have seen the eye, I have seen the color. So we're gonna give them some clue so they will also have a more rich experience when they are on the boat and they understand more about the animal because there is a biologist on the boat telling them about the different species. So thanks to these studies, we have been able to put together the data, the monitoring for 3 years. And for example, the results here that you can see that we have presented in different congresses, the Silky Shark, we can see here in the graphs, there is a preference of the Silky Shark for warm waters. As Jacob was saying, we're gonna find the Silky Sharks during June, July, August. Then we have the smooth hammerhead, which is an animal that comes with transitional weather. When the water is murky, it's green, we have a lot of wind, the hammerheads are around. And of course, our favorite shark, the Mako, we have known, thanks to the information collected through the years, that they have a very strong preference to cold water between 20, 21, 22. And that happens between January and May, more or less. And as I was saying before, every shark tour we do, we have a lot of people making pictures, the guests and the crew. And all these animals have been taking pictures for years. From the scientific point of view, we were thinking, well, we should use these pictures for a scientific goal. We were wondering, are these Mako sharks around Baja for a long time? Do they come for 2 or 3 days and they just follow with their migration? Could there be a nursery area of Mako sharks in the area? Do they come every year, or the Mako sharks come every 2 or 3 years to Baja? We didn't know all of that. So we decided to do something with all those pictures that we have for every shark tour. And this something, it is a software, and Mako ID software that we are developing thanks to the program of Microsoft AI for Earth. So we have been working together with La Salle University, with Microsoft, and all of the pictures of Cabo Shark Dive, and we're gonna be able to develop an open source software to identify individual Mako sharks next year. We expect to have it already finished. And this is from my side. I don't know if Jacob or Rodrigo would like to offer something else, but here we say goodbye with Pancho. Rodrigo, thanks for the introduction. Jacob, I don't know if you would like to say something else from you.
Quick things that, as I said, Pancho is here all the time. So everybody is welcome here at Cabo Shark Dive. As I said, we have our own boats. So we own our own boats and very comfortable boats. And
Jacob, we have a couple of questions that are interesting regarding, for example, the operation. How many people would regularly go in a group?
In the same tour?
In the same tour, exactly.
We have our boat is a pretty big. Our main boat, the big one, is a pretty big capacity. At the capacity of 10 guests plus the crew. Well, now with the restriction, a little bit less, but normally in a regular time, operational time, we have 10 guests plus crew. We take only small group. So we want to make the experience that is going to be unforgettable for everyone. And want to make the experience more personal as possible. So since my goal is since I want to ensure the comfort and the quality of the experience for the people, for the guests, and at the same time, we don't want to harass the animal. So we don't bring like 20 people with one shark in the water. The animal is going to swim away, it's going to get scared. So everyone, sharks, guest, has to be comfortable in the water. So let's say that we take maximum around 6 to 8 people is the maximum per group. We have available private charter, especially for the TV crews, film media crews, and the videographer and photographer professionals that they want to be like alone with the animals. But normally I'm talking about 6 to 8 people maximum in the water.
Okay. And you know, one question that it was the first one that popped up on the chat is like, they, even though that you really hinted and mentioned it, it's like they ask why sharks do not attack humans.
Yeah, this is a question that everyone is asking me every time, because it's an obvious question, you know. So basically, when you are doing a good shark diving operation, not also only in Cabo, in general, worldwide, and when you're with a good operator that know what he's doing, there is 0 shark attack record. 0. The few shark attacks that happen worldwide is around 4, 5, maybe less sometimes, is sharks against surfers or sharks against swimmers. So people that go swim in the ocean alone in some place in the world, just very few places in the world, or surfers in very few places in the world, and it's very rare anyway. Basically, sharks as animal has 480 million of years of evolution, and these 480 millions, they always eat fish. So they don't want to change diet today to try to eat a human, since for 480 millions of years they eat fish. That's the biological reason why sharks doesn't want to eat humans. And also, sometimes we have the opposite problem. The sharks are very scared of us. So we in the water, we have to go very slow in the water. We have to be very quiet in the water, because if we do some noises or some movements or something that the shark doesn't like, the sharks swim away, because they're very afraid of human. We kill human in general, worldwide, kill more than 100 millions of sharks per year. So the human is the most dangerous people. And I want to say something. When you have a good shark diving operation, where the dive masters, where the extractor explain the people what they can do and what they cannot do, as we do, because we do a detailed briefing before the tour, you know, before the people go in the water, we explain everything, like what you can do, what you cannot do, how to use the snorkel for people that have less experience, how to interact with sharks safely. If you do exactly what we say, there is no accident. Absolutely. The sharks come for the fish. They don't come for the people.
And a lot of questions regarding also the age bracket of people that can practice this. You mentioned from 8 to 88, but I don't know if you can probably expand, because we have several.
Yeah, we have a wide range of age. We decide to put the minimum age of 12 years old. That's in a shared boat. Just for the size of the physical size of the kids, you know. We have some kids of 10 years old, they are amazing swimmers that they can go shark diving with absolutely no problem. But we put like 12 years old we had clients with like of 80 years old, couple of 75 years old, and they did the experience amazingly. They had a blast. They had the time of their life. It's open to everyone. It's very easy. You don't need to dive down. You just have to float. We have a safety line, so the people that doesn't have like big swimming skill, they hold the line, so they don't waste energy. We have one guide in the water every 3-4 people. So we have like eye supervision of the customers, and we have always we have a professional photographer on board. They take picture of the people, and we give the picture for free. So we give the picture of the sharks and contact to our guests, so they can go home, show the picture to their friends, and this create a good mentality, you know. So the sharks are not dangerous, because some people come here to us and they're pretty afraid of sharks. They're pretty scared. That's normal. It's the new stuff, the new things, you know, for them. And they come back with a completely open mind of sharks and a completely changing opinion regarding the sharks, you know. So they show the picture of them swimming with sharks to friends, families, and the people start to understand the sharks are not dangerous as you can see in movies or you know, in the medias. That is completely disinformation. The real things that the sharks doesn't even think about bite or eat a human. And there is a biological reason also. I can tell you, if you want, if you have time, why the shark doesn't like human meat. Because it's pretty interesting.
Yes, come on, please, a little bit. Like everybody is asking about it, and they wonder why.
What sharks like in the prey, in the fish, what is fat, calories, okay? So the shark eats fish like tuna, sardines, or other types of fish because, or for example, why big sharks like white sharks eat sea lions or whales? Because they have a lot of fat. What the sharks, what a shark looking for is fat, is calories. So the human meat in general, as like many other meat of terrestrial animals that don't live in the ocean, they're not fat enough. So, and each predator has a balance between the energy that he spends try to eat something and the benefit that he can have by eat what he's eating, you know? So for a shark, doesn't worth eat a human because we have not enough fat. 1 gram of meat of a sardine has way more fat than 1 gram of human meat. Like, so we are not food. This is a biological reason. We are not food.
That's definitely very good. You are departing from Cabo San Lucas, is that correct? That's one.
We are located in Cabo San Lucas. We are located in the marina of Cabo, and we go out during a regular season every day.
I think one of the most interesting things that you have is a combination between science and the tourism activity, because
absolutely. Very important.
That way you're really protecting the
because
in
our main goal is protect the shark at the end.
And may I say something just now? Recently, the Mako Shark, it's been included in the CITES Convention International for Trading of Endangered Species, the Mako Shark, the one behind us. And this Mako Shark, apparently, according to the studies worldwide and the IUCN, the only healthy population of Mako Shark is in the Mexican Pacific. So we have the responsibility of trying to take care of this Mako Shark reservoir in Mexico. And maybe it's a good idea to start using it more as a tourism argument than a fishing source. So this is also a very difficult process to go for, but it's important that we protect the Mako Shark because it's endangered globally around the world, and it takes 19 years for a female Mako Shark to be sexually mature, to be able to have pups. And they don't do it every year. They do it every 2 or 3 years, and they have a gestation period around 18 from 22 months of gestation period of a Mako Shark. That's why we need to really take care and know more about these species of Mako Shark, the short fin Mako Shark around Baja, and see if we can protect it somehow in the area to see if we can keep the population healthy in the Mexican Pacific.
Well, I think that's tremendous, because one of the things that we are trying to do in the Baja California area and Los Cabos in many ways is precisely to protect and preserve the environment. And that's why we have restrictions in terms of the height, the density. There is an urban project of what can be developed, and what you are doing is truly, truly very interesting. And I'm sure that with this, you're going to get many more people coming to the tour. You know, I think this has been a very, very interesting webinar. We have a lot of questions, and we've been providing the information that you have. And so hopefully that we can do an active session with the sharks very soon. So thank you very much, Jacob and Clara, for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Appreciate.
Thank you very much, guys. See you soon in the ocean.
Yeah, hopefully.
Definitely.
You can go on the website and look at our webpage. There is a lot of information, a lot of amazing pictures that we took. And as I said, everybody is welcome. So I'll see you soon in the ocean, guys.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, everyone.
Gracias.
See you soon.